Oh, it's a great day here in North Carolina. Beautiful blue skies. Got a lot of stuff done this last weekend. Looking forward to the coming week.
Yeah, I can't believe we're almost to 2025 and it seems exciting now because of definite changes in the atmosphere. The title for today's podcast is The Power of Cash Value Life Insurance. Alan, we've gone over this before. Is there more?
Well, Neil, I got a short video I want to share. This really brings it home because people, when they see the numbers, they can't believe it. And it's, well, this sounds too good to be true. It's like I said all the time, it's not too good to be true. It's too good to be free. But watch this short video. And one of the first people on this is Anthony Robbins.
So, if you're like the majority of people, you save for retirement using a 401k, a 403b, or any number of taxable, qualified saving programs through your employer. What you don't know about your 401k is how much you'll lose in taxes and fees over your lifetime.
I learned so much about the abuse that happens to the average person. It's mind-boggling.
You've specifically looked into the fees that people pay at 401ks and the fact that most people don't even know that they pay a fee.
This is the most amazing thing, that for 30 years, they didn't even have to tell you what they were charging you. Only 3 years ago, the Department of Labor changed the rules and said, you got to tell people what you charge them. So now they do that by giving you a 35 or 50-page disclosure document that if you have a PhD in finance, maybe you can figure out the hidden fees.
Yeah, good luck.
So here's what you have to know. Most people, 58% of the people don't even think there are any fees. A 1% in fee, because of the compounding over time, costs you 10 years of retirement income. The average person thinks they're paying less than 1% or nothing, and they're paying 3.1%. That's 30 years of fees. So I'll give you an example. If you have a 35-year-old person, they have $100,000 and they put it in the market and they let it compound for 30 years till they're going to retire, and they're paying 1% in fees, they have $761,000, which is a nice growth from that time. But if you paid 3% in fees for the same stocks, you have $432,000. So in other words, you have 76% more money if you have less fees. Or in the other view, you have 19 years less income.
Now, on top of that, Neil, the average fee in a 401k, and this is according to Forbes magazine and Lap Times, is 2.99%. People are going to have less than half of their money, and then they're going to hit with taxes anywhere from 20 to over 55%. And people aren't prepared for this. They think they've got $1 million in their stock portfolio. It may be 500,000, maybe, by the time they get through paying taxes and the fees and everything's charged. But I'm going to finish up this video because it's pretty good.
Well, that was quite an interesting video, right? So now that you know that taxes and fees are going to reduce your retirement income, I'm going to start with a very quick and simple overview of this calculator. Now, I am going to show you the basic data we enter to do a side-by-side comparison. So in this example, I'm going to use someone that's age 40. They're going to retire at age 65. And at age 66, they're going to start taking Social Security and start drawing money from their taxable 401k account. They said their current tax rate was just 22%. Then I showed them the US debt clock and that the US is over $34 trillion in debt and climbing. They guessed that taxes would easily go up to at least 28% and probably higher. And as far as fees go, most people don't know there are two sets of fees. You have mutual fund fees and you have 401k fees. Together they average a little over 4%, but to be conservative, we used just 2.5% in our estimate. Another consideration to think about is what kind of long-term rate of return you could expect. The S&P 500, the yellow line, including dividends, had a compound annual growth rate of 7.1% over the past 22 years, and the Tefra plan had a compound annual growth rate of 7.2% over the same time period. It's one thing to lose a bunch of money when the market crashes and you've got 20 or 30 years to go, but the market is always going to have market crashes, and you're always hoping to make up for the loss you suffered. But if it crashes when you've retired, and you're taking money from your 401k, it's devastating. I know you're wondering what the green line is, right? Well, it's called a TEFRA, or TEFRA for short, or a tax-free retirement account is the long version. And I'll tell you more about it in a few minutes. Now, back to our example. This family is putting away $12,821 per year into their 401k. They also want to make sure they have income from their 401k to last until age 95. They don't think they could live on just their Social Security check, so it's vitally important to stretch their money out to at least 95. In order to make their income last until age 95, they can take out $21,484 per year to add to their Social Security income. What they didn't realize is that they would give away over $250,000 in taxes over their lifetime, and in addition, they also gave away over $412,000 in fees at just 2.5%. And if they did die at age 95, they would only pass along about $2,500 to their heirs. And if they were lucky enough to get an employer match of $2,000 per year, their income would only be about $24,600. Now, I'm going to introduce you to a program that was initiated by the US Congress in the mid-1980s. They passed 3 congressional acts called TEFRA, DEFRA, and TAMRA, and these 3 acts became the backbone for this tax-free account. Plus, it's guaranteed to be tax-free under IRS code 7702. After all, who wouldn't want tax-free income in retirement when taxes will probably be much higher in 20 or 30 years? This program allows the money that you save to grow tax-free, never lose money in a market crash, provides living benefits in case you can't work due to illness, and provides tax-free income until the day that you die. And let's not forget the tax-free death benefit to protect your family. The tax-free retirement plan is funded with after-tax money, and as you can see, $10,000 will be the annual payment. And we also set the age the income needs to last, to age 95. Most people think that if they are getting matching money, it's not worth it to give up the free matching money. But remember, that free money is also subject to taxes and fees. So let's see what the math says. The TEFRA account would provide a tax-free death benefit of $218,000 at age 95. Not too bad as compared to your 401k, but more would be better, right? That's $693,000 of extra income. Remember, your 401k could only take home about half as much income in order to make your 401k last until age 95. They also saved over $340,000 in fees. Plus, they saved over $287,000 in taxes. And remember, the TEFRA account is guaranteed to be tax-free, and your 401k is guaranteed to be taxed at any future rate. And I think we both agree, taxes will probably be much higher the closer you get to retirement. Even with matching money from an employer, the tax-free plan still wins by over $1.5 million. If you'd like a side-by-side analysis of your retirement options, then call the agent that sent you this video. Please remember this one point.
Pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, Alan, it's definitely interesting, and I'm looking at this in so many ways. But aren't fee-based advisors supposed to be fiduciaries, Alan? And yeah,
they're supposed to be fiduciaries. They're supposed to look out for the best interests of their clients. And why they don't know about life insurance products, it's beyond me. I'm a certified financial fiduciary, and understand this, Neil. Cash value life insurance, whether it's whole life or index universal life, and like Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman, they always say, well, cash value life, insurance products are scam. You don't need life insurance. They don't have any idea what they're talking about. Now, I agree with about 50% of what they talk about, but they're talking to people that make basically $60,000 a year and less. And yeah, keep your credit scores up, pay off your debt. That's great. But to say insurance products are a bad investment, well, first off, it's not characterized as an investment. It's an insurance program. It's an insurance financial vehicle. And to say that insurance is an investment is really derogatory. There's no other financial vehicle out there, such as cash value life insurance, whether it's index life or whole life, that will give you the benefits and the guarantees that a properly constructed cash value life insurance policy will do. They not only will give you more benefits and more guarantees, but they will eliminate the risk or mitigate the risk in retirement that a stock portfolio, bond portfolio, mutual funds, money market funds, or anything else will do. In fact, all those compound those risks in retirement, such as sequential returns risk. The number one fear in retirement is running out of money before you run out of life. Mm-hmm. I can get rid of tax risk. I get rid of government risk. I can give you, for pennies on the dollar, hundreds of thousands, not millions of dollars, of tax-free money for long-term care. People have no idea about the cost of that. It's at $50,000 to $200,000 a year and goes up by 6% every year. You protect the family. But just the risk of getting rid of the risk of taxes, the market risk, government risk. When you're in retirement, let me tell you something. People with guaranteed money live a healthier and happier life because they don't have to worry about the ups and downs of the market.
Right. No, 100%, because you're going, you're going to get a certain amount. You can become your own banker. You've talked about so many different things. So when you look at this comparison, it looks like you're winning out way more. And
Oh,
that's why you're going to explain things more by setting up a call with you, than continuing to pour into a 401k or mutual fund compared to cash value life insurance.
absolutely. Because people, I'm telling you, Neil, like I've said before, 99% of people have no idea what I talk about. I've got PhDs that have PhDs in accounting and finance. They have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's all about education. I don't charge a fee for my consultations. It's all education. And the reason I do this is, because of tragic things that happened to my family. I never thought I would be doing this, but I love what I do. I'm 72 now. I don't think I'll ever retire as long as I have an active mind. But if you want to get in touch with me, please do. It's 910-551-1046, or my email is strategicwealth, the number 0 @gmail.com. And my website is strategicwealthstrategies.com, where there's a plethora of information. But Neil, basically, in a nutshell, what I do is I show people how to reduce and possibly eliminate both debt and taxes, possibly set them up with a tax-free retirement. Another thing, like you mentioned before, Neil, I show people how to become their own bank. We've had podcasts about this before, where you borrow money from yourself, from your insurance policy, and pay yourself back, compounding interest for you and not the financial institutions, and eliminating the effective interest cost that many people don't even know what that is, that you're paying for the money that you borrow. But like, again, one of the things I do is I eliminate or mitigate the risk in retirement that a stock portfolio or any of those other financial vehicles only compound. And then the last thing I do since the spring of this year is I reduce the health costs for people through my health wellness programs and through my healthcare programs.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very passionate about this, and people need to give me a call. They need to expand. Like I said, think outside the box of conventional financial planning.
All right, Alan, we appreciate it. Great stuff again. That was the Strategic Wealth Strategies podcast.